What's up, YouTube? This your boy Bigboyfactsjonnytv, and tonight I'm going to do my WWE WrestleMania Backlash review and highlights. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications every time I premiere a brand new video. Follow my social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, my TikTok, and Twitch, and Discord down below in the description. Let's talk about WWE WrestleMania Backlash. Now, WWE WrestleMania Backlash was a 6 out of 10. I give it a 6 out of 10. Alright, first match card we got Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins. This was a good match to open the show. This was a good match. Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins trade submission attempts. Cody Rhodes tries a Goldust drop down uppercut, but Seth Rollins blocked it. Seth Rollins mocks Cody Rhodes. Seth Rollins is ready for him tonight. Cody Rhodes tries a power slam, but Seth Rollins puts on the brakes and rolls him up for a near fall. Cody Rhodes with pure tourbillon. Seth Rollins laughed in his face after a lockup. Seth Rollins slaps Cody in the back of the head. Cody Rhodes decks Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins runs around the ring. Cody Rhodes follows and gets caught with a boot as he rolls back in. Seth Rollins choked Cody Rhodes in the corner until he rolls out of the ring. Seth Rollins lands a knee that sends Cody Rhodes crashing to the floor. Cody Rhodes sends Seth Rollins into the ring steps. Cody Rhodes runs into a clothesline by Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins brings Cody Rhodes back in the ring. Seth Rollins works over Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes surprised Seth Rollins with a delayed gore buster. Cody Rhodes lands a disaster kick. Seth Rollins kicks out. Seth Rollins backs off. Cody Rhodes tries another springboard, but Seth Rollins just pushes him off the top rope. Cody Rhodes lands in a heap. Seth Rollins launches Cody Rhodes into the barricade. Seth Rollins continues his assault. Cody Rhodes tries to fire up, but Seth Rollins stops him by sitting out of his sunset flip into a pin. Cody Rhodes reverses it into a pin of his own. Seth Rollins kicks out. Both men end up fighting up top. Cody Rhodes lands a nasty delayed vertical superplex. Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes straight strikes. Cody Rhodes sends Seth Rollins over the top with a clothesline. Cody Rhodes does a double jumping dive, but Seth Rollins moves out of the way. Seth Rollins tries a suicide dive, but it's cut off by an elbow from Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes hits a Cody cutter. Seth Rollins kicks out. Seth Rollins tries a pedigree. Cody Rhodes escapes. Seth Rollins lands a super kick. Cody Rhodes kicks out. Cody Rhodes avoids the stomp. Seth Rollins escapes crossroads. Cody Rhodes almost lands a pedigree. Seth Rollins escapes and lands a series of elbows followed by a Falcon Arrow. Cody Rhodes kick out at 2.9. Seth Rollins counters a springboard from Cody Rhodes into a buckle bomb. Fall splash by Seth Rollins. Cody Rhodes kicks out again. Seth Rollins missed a Phoenix splash, but lands on his feet. Seth Rollins runs into a super kick from Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes goes up top. Seth Rollins leaps up top and hits a superplex. Seth Rollins tries to transition into a Falcon Arrow, but Cody Rhodes reverses and that into crossroads. Cody Rhodes tries a pin, but Seth Rollins' foot is on the bottom rope. Cody Rhodes missed a moonsault. Seth Rollins finally lands a pedigree. Cody Rhodes kicks out after a series of reversals. Seth Rollins rolls up Cody Rhodes with a handful of tights. Cody Rhodes reverses that into a roll-up of his own. Cody Rhodes grabs a handful of Rollins tights for the win. The winner of the match, Cody Rhodes. This was a good match to kick off the show. I enjoyed this match. Alright, let's move on. Excuse me. So we get the almighty Bobby Lashley versus Omos accompanied by MVP. This was a decent match. Lashley is all over Omos, landing right and left. MVP hops on the apron long enough to distract Lashley. Omos blasts Lashley with a big boot. Omos splashes Lashley in the corner. Lashley crashes to the mat. Omos works over Lashley. Lashley hops on Omos back with a sleeper. Omos tosses Lashley away. Lashley drives his shoulder into Omos' gut. Lashley ties Omos up in the ropes. Omos is trapped. Lashley rains down punches after punch. Lashley goes after MVP. MVP swings his cane, but Lashley ducks it. Lashley almost locks MVP in a hurt lock, but Omos breaks it up. Lashley hits a flatliner. Omos is stunned. Lashley traps Omos in the hurt lock. Omos starts to fade. Omos fires up to his feet and drives Lashley into the corner. MVP yells for Omos to keep Lashley in the corner. Omos unloads on Lashley with strike after strike. Lashley tries a suplex. Omos fights out of it. Spinebuster by Lashley. Lashley tries the ace spear, but Omos gets a knee up. Omos sends Lashley into the post. MVP hits Lashley with his cane. Omos hits a choke bomb for the win. The winner of the match, Omos. Alright, let's move on. So we get AJ Styles versus Edge. Now this was good. This was a good match. Alright, soon as the bell rings, Styles slices Edge up with a series of punches. Drop kick by Styles. Edge falls out of the ring. Styles sends Edge into the announcer desk. I saw a moonsault by Styles. Styles calls for the phenomenal form. Edge counts with a boot. Styles lands awkwardly and starts favoring his injured shoulder. Edge sends Styles into the ring steps. Edge loosens the turnbuckle while the referee is distracted. Edge staggers around the ring. Edge collar pulls Styles into the ring post. Edge focuses his assault on AJ Styles' shoulder. AJ Styles surprised Edge with a Pele kick. Both men try to crossbody at the same time. Both men try to crossbody at the same time. Styles gets to his feet first and lands a few strikes. Styles lands a wheelbarrow face buster after his shoulder gives out on in your grocery attempt. Hurricane off the top by Styles. Edge kicks out. After a series of counters, Styles lands the Ugroshi. Edge kicks out. Edge traps Styles in the crossface. Styles turns it into the calf crusher. Edge breaks the hold. Styles slingshots Edge on the top rope to get him up for the Styles Clash. Edge kicks out. Styles sets up the phenomenal form, but he can't springboard with his bad arm. Styles goes up top instead. Damian Priest appears in the stage. Finn Balor attacks Damian Priest from behind. Someone in the hoodie pushes Styles off the top rope. Edge locks Styles in the crossface. Styles pass out. The winner of the match, Edge. As you guys can tell, you can see the thumbnail. Rhea Ripley joined Judgment Day. You can see the thumbnail right now, and I already called it I called it that Rhea Ripley's finna join Edge and Damian Priest. I called it straight down the middle. All right, let's continue. The masked person takes a knee in front of Edge. Edge removes the hood to reveal Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley has joined Judgment Day. That's what I mentioned. It's my thumbnail's right there. You guys can check it out. All right, let's move on. That was a good match. All right, let's move on. So we got SmackDown Women's Championship I Quit match. Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey. Now this match was way better than WrestleMania. This was good too. All right, Ronda Rousey and Flair trade strikes. So Ronda Rousey tries Piper's Pit, but Flair counters with a stiff German suplex. Rousey traps Flair in a flying armbar, but Flair rolls out of the ring to break the hold. Rope break do do not work in that I Quit match. Ronda Rousey sends Flair into the ring post. Ronda Rousey sends Flair over the timekeeper's area. Flair catches Rousey with a boot. Flair grabs a kendo stick from under the ring. Rousey rips it away and chases Flair up the ramp. Flair pulls two kendo sticks from backstage. Flair lands a shot with a kendo stick. Rousey yanks them both away. Rousey unloads on Flair with the kendo sticks. Flair refused to quit when the referee asked. Flair grabs a camera from the cameraman and tosses it at Ronda Rousey. Flair and Ronda Rousey fight into the crowd. Flair tosses a drink in Ronda Rousey's face before launching her into a barricade. The referee asks Ronda Rousey if she quits. She says no. Flair traps Rousey in the Banks statement using a metal railing on the steps, just like Banks did to Charlotte Flair years ago. Ronda Rousey screams in pain as she tells the referee she doesn't quit. Flair releases the hold and tries to hit Rousey with a chair. Ronda Rousey blocks it and puts it away. Flair boots the chair out of Ronda Rousey's hand. Flair slams Ronda Rousey into the announcer desk. Alright. Flair powerbombs Ronda Rousey on the barricade. Flair yells at Ronda Rousey to quit. Ronda Rousey doesn't. Flair slaps Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey decks Flair. Ronda Rousey sets up Piper's Pit out on the floor. Flair stretches Ronda Rousey's eyes before sending her into the ring post. Flair goes up top. Ronda Rousey knocks Flair into the tree of wool. Ronda Rousey traps Flair in a hanging armbar. Flair screams like a banshee, but refuses to quit. Both competitors eventually fall to the floor. Flair hits Ronda Rousey with a chair. Alright, Ronda Rousey tells the referee she doesn't quit. Flair blasts Ronda Rousey with a natural selection on a chair. Flair yells the referee to ask her. Ronda says no again. Flair slaps on the figure 8. Ronda Rousey refuses to quit. Flair screams for Ronda Rousey to quit as she ratchets up the pressure in her patented submission hold. Ronda Rousey screams, "Never, you know what?" Flair grabs a chair and tells Ronda Rousey, "Happy Mother's Day." Ronda Rousey grabs Flair's arm and pulls it through the chair. The referee asks Flair if she quits. Flair refuses. Ronda Rousey asks the referee what Flair said. Ronda Rousey says she was hoping you will say that, you know what. Ronda Rousey drops down to start kicking the chair. Flair's arm is bent in a way it shouldn't be. Flair cries as she screams she quits. The winner and your new SmackDown Women's Champion, Ronda Rousey. Now, Showstopper TV mentioned this at Money in the Bank. What if Shayna Baszler wins Money in the Bank and cash it in on Ronda Rousey? So I got to give Showstopper TV credit for what it's due, because he mentioned that on the stream. So shout out to Showstopper TV. So Showstopper TV, if you're watching this video, shout out to you for saying that. Alright, the winner and your new SmackDown Women's Champion, Ronda Rousey. Now, this was a bathroom break right here. Madcap Moss versus Happy Corbin. This is the worst match on the card. Madcap Moss lands a few strikes. Corbin cuts him off with a choke breaker. Corbin lands a knee that sends Moss into the ring post. Corbin works over Moss. Moss eventually pins Corbin after a sunset flip. The winner of the match, Madcap Moss. This was the worst match on the card. Alright, let's move on. A medical update reveals that Charlotte Flair's arm is indeed broken. So we get the Bloodline versus Drew McIntyre and RK Bro. This main event. I can say the last 5 minutes was good, but the first match was boring on this main event. The first match on main event was boring, but the last 5 minutes were good. Alright. Let me read this. Riddle and Jimmy starts the match. Jimmy lands a few strikes. Jimmy sends Riddle into the corner. Riddle leapfrogs Jimmy and grabs a gut wrench. Riddle walks Jimmy to the corner to tag in McIntyre. McIntyre superplex Jimmy before pointing at Reigns. McIntyre wants Reigns now. Reigns says no. No. Heyman tells Reigns now, not now, and that he loves him. Reigns tells Jimmy to tag him in, which he does. Reigns bows up at McIntyre before they lock up. Reigns tags out. This is Reigns' show. This will happen on his time. Jay tags in and eats a boo for McIntyre. Riddle tags in and after a distraction gets stumped out by the Usos. The Usos beat down Riddle. Reigns tags in and continues the assault. As Reigns tags in, Riddle manages to make it to McIntyre. Reigns is finally forced to face off with McIntyre. McIntyre and Reigns trade blows. McIntyre tosses Reigns clear across the ring with an overhead throw, leaping neck breaker by McIntyre. McIntyre calls for the Claymore. Jay distracts McIntyre long enough for Reigns to land a Superman punch. Reigns work over McIntyre. Reigns floors McIntyre. Roman Reigns grabs his title and poses with them during the match. Reigns hands the belt to Heyman. Reigns turns around and eats a Claymore. Roman Reigns manages to tag in Jimmy as McIntyre tags in Orton. Orton clears the ring. Hangman's DDT by Orton. Orton calls for the RKO. Jay charges in but gets dumped out of the ring. Reigns tries a spear, but Orton hits a thunderous RKO. Jimmy super kicks Orton. Orton stumbles and hits an RKO anyway. Jay breaks up the pin. McIntyre tries a Claymore, but Jimmy counters with a super kick. Double super kick by the Usos. McIntyre falls out of the ring. Orton tags in. Riddle clears the ring. Riddle lands the floating bro on Jay. Jay kicks out. Orton calls for an RKO. Jay lands a pop-up neck breaker. Orton breaks up the pin. Orton stumps Jay outside the ring. Reigns leaps off the ring, stabs and drops Orton with a Superman punch. McIntyre sends Reigns into the ring steps. McIntyre tries to put Reigns through an announcer table, but Jimmy breaks it up. Reigns rocks bottoms McIntyre through the announcer desk. Matt Riddle lands a dive, which crushes Reigns and Jimmy. Jay lands a dive. Jay goes up top. Reigns gets a blind tag. Riddle pops up top and hits an RKO off the top rope. Riddle turns around and gets speared by Roman Reigns. Reigns pins Riddle, the winner of the match to Bloodline. The last 5 minutes of the match was good. The last 5 minutes of this match was good, but people say this match wasn't it tonight, and I agree with them. This main event match was not it tonight, but the last 5 minutes of this match were good. And WrestleMania Backlash goes off the air. And that's all I gotta say from here. But like I stated earlier, WrestleMania Backlash was a 6 out of 10. It was, you know what I'm saying, it was a decent show. 6 out of 10. But that's all I gotta say. And I already mentioned it. What if Shayna Baszler wins Money in the Bank to cash in the Money in the Bank on Ronda Rousey? What if that happens at Money in the Bank? You never know. But like I said earlier, WrestleMania Backlash was a decent show, and I give it a 6 out of 10. Now, if the main event itself was good, I'd give it an 8 out of 10, but it wasn't good. It wasn't it tonight, so I'd give it a 6 out of 10. Alright. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed my WWE WrestleMania Backlash review and highlights, please drop a like on this video, subscribe to my channel, turn on post notifications, and share the video out to everyone. Alright, follow my social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, my TikTok, and Twitch, and Discord down below in the description. And I will see you guys tomorrow over there on Twitch for some WWE 2K22 over there on Twitch. Anyway, this your boy Bigboyfactsjonnytv. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. Have a great night. Stay safe and always stay positive. This your boy Bigboyfactsjonnytv. Talk to you guys later, and I'm out of here. KFG Crew, we out of here. Gang.